Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button right now. Me and my team work really hard to bring you these videos, and every single sub means a lot to us. As I mentioned before, we are pushing for 1000 subscribers by the end of the year, so let's make it happen together. Anyway, let's get into today's episode. This is episode 5 of Retro PES, and today we are going all the way back to PES 2013. Now, if you are completely new to PES games, I honestly don't think PES 2013 is the right place to start. This game expects a little bit of experience from you. It's not a pick up and play kind of title. If you are brand new to the series, I would actually point you toward PES 2017. That one has a great balance of fun and accessibility. It's fast, fluid, and you won't get bored quickly. But don't get me wrong, PES 2013 is far from boring. I actually think it is one of the most fun and deep entries in the entire series, especially when you get into the football live section, but we'll get to that in a moment. As always, I like to start with the menus, because the menus set the tone for the whole experience. And PES 2013's menus were very clean and simple. No tabs, no complicated layouts, just a row of tiles along the bottom of the screen that you navigate with the D-pad or left stick. Straightforward and effective. This was also the era when PES held the La Liga license, which is why you see Ronaldo as the cover star, and he had a whole set of unique animations in the game too. More on that later. Looking at these menus honestly gives me a nostalgic feeling. This game is, in many ways, the PES equivalent of FIFA 14. It carries a lot of emotional weight for fans who grew up with it. For me personally, it's mainly the menus and the team selection screens that bring back memories. I was quite young when this came out, so I didn't fully appreciate the gameplay at the time, but now, playing it again hits differently. Anyway, let's move on to the soundtrack. The PES 2013 soundtrack was packed, mostly with Konami's own tracks, but there were some real bangers in there. I mean, what is a football game without at least 2 songs you genuinely remember years later? The soundtrack did a great job of setting the mood, and it left a lasting impression on a lot of PES fans from that era. Let me give you a taste of a few of the standout tracks before we move on. Now we move to the training arena. I'll keep this section fairly short. If you want my full thoughts on the PES training arena, go back and watch episode 1 of the series, because that's where I gave it a proper deep dive review. The short version is, don't expect it to be drastically different from game to game. What changes is mostly the mechanics, specifically how free kicks and penalties are taken. So let's fire a few in and see what's different here. Okay, now we get to what I think is the heart of a PES 2013, Football Live. When this game says career mode, it means it. The level of detail here is genuinely impressive, and we're going to spend a good amount of time on it. Let's start with the player career mode, or as PES calls it, become a legend. The first decision you make when entering BAL is which competition you want your club to compete in, either the UEFA, Champions League or the Copa Libertadores. After that, just like in most football games, you choose whether you want to play as a created player or an existing one. We're going with the created player because I want to show you how the creation system used to work. Before you even get into the creation, there's a cutscene, and it's a nice touch. You see what looks like your agent talking to a club manager, pitching you as a player. It sets the scene really well. Then you're dropped into the creation center, and here is where PES 2013 really surprised me, or reminded me, I should say. This game had a face scan feature. You could scan your own face or import a photo of a real player and adjust it to look like them in a game released in 2012. Let that sink in Football games today don't even offer us that. They're too busy selling us card packs in whatever casino mode they call a football game now. Minimum changes every year, maximum price. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We won't be importing a face today. I want to walk through the standard creation first. Maybe we'll do a face can special after we wrap up the series. The creation itself is similar to what you recognize from modern games, but with some unique touches. The hair system, for example. You pick a length category first, and then you get a selection of styles within that length. Makes a lot of sense actually. You can also add a friendship bracelet to your player's wrist. I genuinely don't know why they removed that. Maybe modern footballers don't wear them anymore, or maybe there's a licensing reason. Either way, it was a nice personal detail. You then select your position with sub-roles, you get assigned an overall rating, and you're given skill points to allocate. In this game, you earn additional skill points through the item shop. You can buy training items that help you develop faster, in specific areas like shooting, speed, stamina. And here's something I love. Different boots give different attribute bonuses. A player career where your boots actually matter. This game came out 14 years ago. Also, look at the background during the week. You can see the players training on the pitch. But when a match is coming up, the background changes to a stadium, with fans starting to fill in. Even the background visuals kept you immersed in the experience. That kind of attention to detail is something I really miss. I know I've spent a lot of time on BAL today, but honestly, there's just so much to talk about. I might actually do a dedicated video at some point on features that were removed from modern games, because there are a lot. Now let's jump into Master League. Just like in BAL, you start by choosing whether your club competes in the Champions League or the Copa Libertadores. There's a similar introductory cutscene, but this time, instead of your agent speaking to one person, it looks like you're addressing the board. A small detail, but it makes sense contextually. You're a manager now, not a player. The creation in Master League is simplified compared to BAL. Since you're creating a manager, you can only customize the face and hair. After that, you make the classic PES choice. Do you want to start with the ML default squad, the Castolos and the generic players? Or do you want to manage a real club? I went with a real club and naturally I picked Barcelona. After that, there's a press conference cutscene, and I want to highlight this because it's genuinely impressive for its time. You see the preparation, you sit in front of the cameras, you answer the media, and then there's a woman. I'm not sure if she's your assistant or the club secretary, but she debriefs you on how the press conference went and gives you your monthly schedule. She becomes your point of contact for a lot of the management side. Why was this removed from later games? The hardware is more than capable of handling it. It added so much personality to the career experience. Inside the Master League menus, you've still got the shop. You can buy items, assign them to specific players, change their boots to boost certain attributes, all of that. But it goes even further. You can hire backroom staff, physios, coaches, and the more you're willing to spend, the more experienced they are. Better physios mean faster recovery times from injuries. You can also attract sponsors for your club. Sponsors have contracts, they set you targets, and if you don't meet those targets, they can walk. It creates this ongoing pressure that keeps you engaged even off the pitch. This is what I mean when I say the career mode in this game has real depth. Both football life modes, player and manager, feel complete. They feel like they were built by people who actually cared about what a career mode should be. Now let's talk about the graphics. And this is the first game in the series, where I'll say it straight, they look old. Not PlayStation 2 old, but somewhere between PS2 and PS3. Modern players will probably make that comparison, and I understand why. The close-ups actually hold up surprisingly well. The player faces are smooth and fairly recognizable, but when you zoom out and watch the player models move, especially the running animations, you can see the age of the engine. The movement style is more reminiscent of PES 6 or PES 9 than anything modern. Choppy in places with that slightly mechanical quality the old games had. That said, the pitch looks great. The camera work is also worth mentioning. The way it starts lower before kickoff and slowly rises as the game begins is a lovely cinematic touch. Overall, the visuals represent football from that era faithfully, and honestly, they have a certain charm that the clean, over-polished look of modern football games doesn't always capture. Now, the gameplay, and as I mentioned at the start of this video, to really enjoy PES 2013, you need a bit of a PES experience under your belt. Without that foundation, the game will feel hard and frustrating. There was actually a point in my life where I didn't click with this game at all. I thought there were too many loose balls. I couldn't get past defenders. I felt like I had no control. Looking back, I think I just wasn't ready for it. This time, completely different story. I had more fun playing this game than I've had with any football game in a long time. I found myself playing 5-6 hours straight without wanting to stop. I was shouting at my team like a manager on the touchline, celebrating goals like I just won something real. That's what good football gameplay does to you. This was actually the first PES game to introduce a power bar for passing. If you're an old PES fan, you'll remember that earlier games didn't have one. The game would essentially decide the weight of your pass for you, which I always found frustrating. Here you have full control, and that freedom extends to everything. The movement of the ball, the touch of the players, the way the game responds to your inputs. PES 2013 is genuinely one of the most responsive football games I've played, and it never feels unrealistic with it. Players don't slide around on the grass. Every touch has weight and purpose. Feet are planted, the physicality feels grounded. Now it's not without its quirks. PES 2013 still used 8 directional movement, meaning your player could only move in 8 fixed directions, which is a legacy of the older engine. This can sometimes result in slightly awkward passes or unintended runs, but honestly, after a few matches, you stop noticing it. And if anything, it adds a touch of unpredictability that I actually appreciate. Modern football games can feel almost too clean. You always know exactly what's going to happen when you shoot. Here, you might strike one from the edge of the box, and it catches a deflection and flies in. Football has randomness. PES 2013 understood that. So, what do I think about PES 2013? It's a genuinely fun football game. That's the short version. If you're feeling adventurous or you're bored of what modern football games are offering, I strongly encourage you to give it a go. The football life modes alone will keep you occupied for hours, maybe days, and for some of you, it might just become your favorite. As I always say with these older titles, approach them with an open mind. Don't compare them directly to what you're used to today. Meet them on their own terms, and they'll reward you for it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you who tunes into this series. It means a lot. I'll leave you with the highlights from my very first Master League match, a pre-season friendly against Sparta Praha. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy and goodbye.
And we're now all set. He can take the shot on here. Through the middle he goes. The post in the way. Oh no! And Lionel Messi sets off on one of his trademark runs. Keeper with the block. Plenty of chances, but the finishing not up to it.
Well, I suppose making the openings is good, but you really have to convert, and that might be their downfall today. Time's against them.
He takes the opportunity to shoot. They've scored, and Barcelona strike first. He was allowed far too much space.
Well, players usually thrive if they don't stray too far from a pretty central position. It's just a case of waiting for your chance.
Slides it through. It's through. Now the chance. Goal! 2 goals to the good, and they're set fair. A great finish in a one-on-one situation.
I just thought he was alert and direct. There was no messing about. He was too quick for the keeper, and that's a fine finish.
Here's Iniesta. This could be interesting. Absolutely breathtaking. Fantastic from Alexis Sanchez. They have a 3-goal advantage, and that should be enough. A well-placed lob.
Oh, it takes real skill to execute a lob like that, and when it comes off, it's simply delightful to watch. What a goal!
Pressure there. Throw in a decent area. Messi! Oh, yet another goal. They're clearly in no mood just to sit on their lead. Great goal that. Great team goal, in fact.
Yeah, this is a lovely brand of football we're watching. They're playing with flair and enterprise, and there's a real cutting edge to their attack.
Got it. Xavi. He has blown for full time now. Their opponents must be feeling like they were hit by a tornado. They were ripped apart time and again by the movement and passing up front. So thanks to Jim Beglin for joining me.